Hi, my name is Peter. I live in Pennsylvania, and I've been going to Wilson Hill for about 3 years now. The most significant change that I experienced kind of coming into Wilson Hill and leaving as I'm a senior this year is definitely got to be both on the intellectual but also the spiritual levels. I was mostly raised in public school. I was a public school kid growing up, and I had a brief time in a private school, but the culture was not very classical. It was a very like public school coded school. So I mostly am used to that environment. It's a pretty ungodly environment. So coming to Wilson Hill, I was reluctant, honestly, like at first, but then what drew me in was the uniqueness of it. It kind of it sets itself apart. And when I joined, I didn't really appreciate the classics. I didn't understand philosophy and the reasons for why I believe what I believe. My Christianity was pretty shallow, I think. And coming here, I was tested in a lot of ways, like intellectually and spiritually and emotionally, that caused me to realize, like, yeah, these are the real things. These are the things that I need to know going into my adult life and just that everyone needs to know. And looking back, I can't imagine how people can go on not learning the things that I've learned at this school. They're so precious to me. And so I'm really, really grateful for that. And I think that's the intellectual side. And then I think the spiritual side is just God really blessed me by kind of taking me at a very immature stage of my life and putting me into an environment where I was both forced to grow and also surrounded by people who supported me and loved me. And I feel like I was able to find a good community here. Honestly, don't know if it exists anywhere else. If it does, then the people there are extremely lucky because I feel like the experience I've had at Wilson Hill has been truly one of a kind. So one of the challenges of online school is obviously feeling connected. And I remember in COVID when I wasn't at Wilson Hill, I felt very disconnected, if I'll be honest. And I didn't feel like I was in school. I didn't feel like I had, my classmates were really like my classmates during that time. And that's what I expected to coming into Wilson Hill. But honestly, Wilson Hill has done something so unique with the online school format. Like I actually do feel connected to my teachers and to my friends. I would never have imagined me saying this, but like I'm eager to like join into class and see their faces on their, the webcams and things like that. It feels so small and it feels so trivial. Like it's just a webcam. Like, how can that replace an in-person interaction? And technically, it can't fully replace that. But the lovely thing about it is that I've got to meet so many people from so many different places and backgrounds that it brought us all together into one spot that no physical school could have done. I have friends in Canada and Lithuania, and I've met people in Tanzania, and they've all been really, really kind, amazing Christians that I never would have met otherwise. And I'd really like to say thank you to just all the people, and the people I've met here are just so, so special. It's the best thing that one of the best things that I'm taking from this place is the fact that I've met so many amazing people. The upperclassmen, I guess, who I met coming in for the first time, who I was a young sophomore, and then these juniors and seniors kind of took me in and they showed me kind of the ropes and just how the school works, and they loved me like their own. And I became really, really close to them, and I felt like we were peers in a way that I wouldn't have felt in a different school. And I'm really grateful for them. And you guys know who you are. Also to the people in my grade, my own peers, I've gotten so much closer to them. Senior year, we've all been working on our theses together. And, I've met so many solid, bright people and just funny and witty, just everyone in between, the most kind and gentle people I've met. And I'm just really grateful to have met them. I'm really grateful to have found a solid group of guys that I'm friends with here. Like Nate, Justice, Nathan, Samir, Ethan, you guys know who you are. And, I'm really thankful for just the friendship I've gotten here. So I guess I would say that for just my thanks.